Donald Trump's approval ratings are imploding faster than a billionaire's submarine. But what does this all mean? Is this just liberal hopium or conservative copium? Because I don't want to have to get my hopes up again, all right? So I'm going to do what I always do when I need to bring myself down and watch a little CNN. Please join me.
There is pretty much zero chance if Donald Trump's approval rating is 41% in November of 2026, the Republicans have any shot of holding the House of Representatives. There is no, I repeat, there is no precedent for a president's approval rating being as low as Donald Trump's is right now, and then his party holding on to the House in the midterm elections. We were talking about it yesterday. I mean, when you look at approval ratings this low, this early, you look at where the generic ballot is this low, this early, that usually spells doom for the president's party when it comes to midterm elections.
Yeah, you hear that, Don? Doom. It spells doom for you, D-O-O-M, if your approval ratings stay around 41% for the next 2 years. Yeah, so take that, because what about you has ever been unprecedented? You know what I mean? This actually does make me feel pretty optimistic, though. It's just that Enton reminds me of something, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Oh yeah, 2016. And 2024. It's almost like the Democrats are still doing that strategy where they do absolutely nothing and just wait for Trump to self-sabotage. A strategy that I'm pretty sure has worked never. It's like that famous quote from Einstein, you know, where he's like, the definition of insanity is doing absolutely nothing and watching democracy get dismantled by a con man. You know the one. But maybe I'm just jaded from so many years of Teflon Don. I just can't help but think that he's going to see these poll numbers and they're just going to wash right over him.
I think the first and most important thing that is really relevant to today is this president has never, ever governed by poll. He's never worried about this poll yesterday or that poll tomorrow.
We've got the highest poll numbers that I've ever had and that any Republican president has ever had. I have today the highest poll numbers I've ever had. I have today the highest poll numbers of any Republican president ever.
And what do you know, it took about 10 minutes for Donald Trump to go full drunk uncle on Thanksgiving over on Truth Social, which, by the way, is short for socialism. Did you know that? Yeah, it's actually called Truth Socialism. Don't tell his followers that, though. They'll be very upset. I do love the angle that Brooke Rollins is taking here, when she's like, oh, Donald Trump doesn't worry about the polls from yesterday or even the polls from tomorrow, you know? Like, he's just present. You know, he understands the power of now, and that clarity comes through mindfulness. It's really incredibly zen. As when he refers to pollsters as, let me just see here, negative criminals, sick, and the enemy of the people. So, namaste to you too, Don. Let's see how they're handling everything over at Fox News.
This is President Trump's job approval rating on taxes, 38% approve, 53% disapprove. This is Fox News polling. 38% on the economy approve, 56% disapprove, 33% on inflation. We know this was huge in the election, 59% disapprove.
I think with short-term pain, you're seeing it in the polls. People don't know really what's going on. Things are actually, some prices are going up, some are going down. This is not actually the immediate, great economy that the president spoke about. Actually, half the economists thinks we're going into a recession.
All right, so those aren't great grades for little Don, but I'm sure like any good student, he's just going to buckle down and get to studying, you know? He's not going to go fire his teachers and put tariffs on the report card printers. Speaking of tariffs, those remain a hot button issue, and in response to concerns from Americans, specifically small business owners, the Trump administration sent out their Secretary of Charisma to calm everyone down.
Are you worried about empty shelves? Because they say that a lot of these, the supply lines and the cargo ships are being held up. A lot of people are saying, turn it around. With the tariffs this high, I don't want the product. Are you worried about empty shelves?
Not at present. We have some great retailers. I assume they pre-ordered. I think we'll see some elasticities. I think we'll see replacements. And then we will see how quickly the Chinese want to de-escalate.
I'm honestly impressed they were able to get Sam Eagle from the Muppets. He's one of my favorites. It's kind of nice, though, seeing someone who's this boring in the Trump administration, you know? I don't know what it is. There's just, something refreshing about it. But the point is, these tariffs are nothing to worry about, y'all, because Trump has made 200 deals, okay? Made. Past tense. 200. Two zeros after it. 200 trade deals. Trump has made 200 trade deals. We have nothing to worry about, okay? Because what, do you think he's going to... What do you think he's gonna not tell the truth? No, not my Trump. No. He said he made 200 trade deals, so there is nothing to worry about. Sam Eagle, please explain it to the people.
He said that he has made 200 deals on tariffs. 200 deals? Who has he made deals with? Is there actually any deal at this point?
I believe that he is referring to sub-deals within the negotiations we're doing. And, Martha, if there are 180...
But those aren't actual deals.
Martha, if there are 180 countries, there are 18 important trading partners. Let's put China to the side because that's a special negotiation. There's 17 important trading partners, and we have a process in place over the next 90 days to negotiate with them. Some of those are moving along very well, especially with the Asian countries.
Did that man just say sub deals? like a submarine? Because it's they're going it's going down. I think this administration needs a new czar of BS because that just feels lazy. A sub deal? What are they going to say next? They have the concept of a trade deal. Oh wait, they probably will say that. You know what though? It is that time of the day when my eyes kind of gloss over and I ask myself in a defeated tone, are the Democrats doing anything about any of this? Anything at all? Anything with energy? Anything?
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption, but I am now. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. They have to understand that we will fight their cruelty with every megaphone and microphone that we have. We must castigate them on the soapbox and then punish them at the ballot box.
Whoa, JB, look at you go. Nice job. And we know JB did a great job because the right wing immediately lost their minds and accused JB Pritzker of inciting violence against MAGA. But we all heard him. Just now, he was specifically talking about megaphones and microphones, all right? And maybe eventually we'll move on to telephones. Maybe after that, we'll move on to saxophones. Maybe we'll jazz our way out of authoritarianism. I don't know. But it's nice to see a Democrat getting out there and telling people it's time to roll out instead of roll over. The question I keep coming back to is, are these sinking poll numbers actually reflective of real life? You know what I mean? Like, if you know any Trump supporters in real life, do you find them feeling the way that you would think they would feel based on these polls? I am genuinely curious, so please let me know in the comments. And don't get me wrong, I really hope they are. It's just, after everything, you know, after he got away with January 6th and 34 felonies and other bad poll numbers, and then that other thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it's hard not to be just a little bit skeptical. That said, he does seem to be doing a cartoonishly bad job, and that is the part that gives me hope. Because I think Donald Trump's cartoonishness is at least part of what endears him to people. So when that cartoonishness goes from like Foghorn Leghorn to like Wile E. Coyote just walking off a cliff, maybe his own followers will go, oh, maybe we shouldn't follow him because he's walking off of a cliff. And when he looks down, he's going to fall. And he's going to fall onto a pile of 200 sub deals. That's what they went with, sub deals. Unbelievable. I'll see you next time, everybody.